Ghosh, Dr. Tani, Dr. Iyengar, Dr. Mehta, Dr. V J Shah, Dr. Pandya, and all other colleagues. It's really coming to this stage after 10 years. I retired in 2004 and already served in 2014. And I never thought that this was a good chance to see all the colleagues and see where we are now. Generally, it's not present tendency, forget the past, look to the present and see the future. Because gone is gone, why should we remember? But that's not the thing. We got to see on the past and see how did we come up to this stage, present. Because the stone was laid in the past and that is where the building has been constructed. And you have to see what we have to learn from the past. We have made a mistake, we have spent the time, we have wasted the money, a lot of mistakes must have been done. But we have to learn and how we can cooperate with the new present generation's requirement and our future requirement. Presently, when we are talking of the reverse osmosis, now everybody knows as RO popularly. Before 40 years, very few scientists and research laboratories were knowing only the reverse osmosis. And let me salute the persons who were the visionary, like Dr. V J Mehta, Dr. Kane, Dr. Chandolikar, who realized the potential that this is the technology of the future. And then they accommodated in the research program, and today, or whether it be a domestic lady, everybody would say, RO is yes, the family. And so many questions, should we drink the RO water, should we not? But I mean, at least they are all aware of the RO. And that credit goes to all this visionary who has pioneered this technology research in this CSMCRI. When I joined in 1972, already foundation was done. Dr. Kane has already started making the membranes. Dr. Chandolikar was there, Dr. V J Mehta was there. And we started with tubular membrane. That was, even in USA, we started in the same pattern. It has some advantage, disadvantage, all the thing. But main thing was we had a limited infrastructure. We wanted to cast the membrane, they didn't have the space, or rather space of the suitable environment. They had to go to some dairy and then they cast the membrane, and still they're doing. They struggled a lot, but they did. And they established that how to make the membrane. Today there are number of papers, number of scientists you meet. They write on a paper, on a membrane, all that. But when you ask that, what is the membrane? They say, they don't know. We buy membrane somewhere, we get somewhere, we evaluate it, we study their life, all the things, but no, not the basic, how the membrane is made. Very few person have the insight. And still, this is the thing, today you look, that this technology, membrane making, is very few companies have the control over this thing. There are a number of technology have been made and they have been commercialized and sold off. But the RO is the technology who has developed and still they have kept the secret and not marketed. Today you see the DuPont or Dow, and if you ask that you want to sell the technology, they will say no. You want to buy the membrane, we will give you, but not the technology. But in other case, number of technology, even if you want to fighter plane, they will give the technology. That you want a fighter plane to build up in a Hindustan aeronautics and we have got it. But this is the technology where they are making the billions of dollars because they have realized the potential. And so it was the right thing that we started with. If we would have waited only for the material, we would have not have been to this stage. So we initiated with the tubular membrane, and let me tell you, in 1972, the first tubular plant, we took it to the village. It was a very crude one, I know. But at the initiative of that time, the Chief Minister of the Gujarat, Dr. Jivraj Mehta, who happened to be the chairman of our Executive Council, and he asked that why not we put first plant in Gujarat, in Lathi district. And I remember that we went there, nothing was there, people were also very curious that what will happen, how it can be sweetened. I mean, all the people with the question mark were standing, and we did it. And they supplied, and I don't have the photographs here, but I do have remember that all the villagers were surprised that So turning this brackish water saline into good water was not convincible to them. But anyway, so the tubular technology we did it. It has so many advantages, disadvantages, all of the things. But the one thing important that the CSMCRI involved with the technology, but always with the commercialization or it's a field use. So that was the lucky part of this thing. That anything what we did, it's never remained in the laboratory. It went out one or another way. It may not be successful, it may not be, but it has gone to the field. So same way, we are knowing the membrane, tubular membrane has a problem with the replacement. You have to bring it back to the site for repairing. Again, it has a big bulky plant for the big size. It was a high corrosion problem because of what we are using is the tubular membrane, the aluminum tubes. Very high corrosion problems were there. So these were related, but with the time it changed. And another thing good, that it was commercialized. It was given a license to a party to manufacture. And the same party started water treatment, who manufactured and installed this big size plant, tubular based, in Haryana. But so this was it. But at that, and another important part that you change. Don't stick with the whatever you have. You have started RO with the tubular and always go on arguing that this is the best because I started. That was not the thing. We are always flexible and we realize that tubular has a limitation. We got to move to the whatever to overcome this field. And we decided that we will go to the flagship membrane and then the spirals as we progress. So we immediately experienced what we learned from this tubular. We were using in this one. Now we started thinking that let's go on the spiral development, and this is the requirement of the day. And accordingly we started the development of the first thing came. We had a lot of scientists, number of scientists I told you. We are learning, we had a lot of difference of opinion, what to do, how to do. And we have that when we make a membrane, we used to say that pre-sinking for 1 hour. Okay, now when I want to make a flat sheet, it's not possible to do that thing. Then we discussed with the scientists, nobody agreeable that it has to require minimum 1 hour for leaching out the solvents and other things. Otherwise this membrane will not be with the performance, may not have a good life, it may get immediately hydrolyzed, all these things. But we don't have a choice. We say, we make it and let's see what will happen. And all the scientists will convince, and then, because without this, first thing is that this is a teamwork. It's not an individual work. Because this technology development is always a teamwork, and we have to look from all the different angles. Accordingly, we made an effort to make a membrane. And you will be surprised that we are making pre-sinking 1 hour, and then we are removing the membrane from the surface. Okay, now it's okay. And then we came with the membrane that we remove within 2 minutes. And we found that 98% of the salt was leaching out within 1.5 minutes. But this was all studied out, and then we said that okay, we have, and accordingly we made a new parameter. We started and we make a membrane, flagship membrane we were able to make, and we made a different spiral size, different size spiral element, used different way. And secondly, here also it was commercialized. We gave it to the party, the cellulose acetate membrane, and he was one of them. They were really able to do something. They created a good facility in Hyderabad to make the membrane. But the time was passing out. The people were looking for always something improved. And they made the membrane but could not market it as what we wanted. Because at that time the international market, the TFC membrane was already entered. So everybody was asking that, are you comparing with this thing? So we had always a big point, so we have to change the analysis. So okay, so this technology which was licensed to the Bell, to one another Ahmedabad party, and we thought that at that time the Rajiv Gandhi mission was in just beginning, and we thought we will be able to put some of them plants on this and the field and learn something. Several plants were put up, but always people were looking for them. And simultaneously we were also looking. Another team was working on a TFC membrane. But one thing is that we compared to other countries who are developing TFC, we are very small. Now if you count the DuPont and Dow, the hundreds of scientists are working. Number of resources, number of materials, and all the availability. And look to the Bhavnagar CSMCRI, working 6 scientists looking for another one in all the countries where to find out looking to the funds. And it was all over. Still, in spite of that, we did try. I remember I wanted to make a police cell phone casting machine. Money was not available. Okay. First they say, I will give you 1 lakh rupees, we put a casting part. So they give you next year 1 lakh, we put a control panel. Third year they give you the 1 lakh, we put another part. So then we combine 3 parts and then we put in operation. But that was the resource. And we cannot blame anybody for this. This was the condition of the country, or rather research laboratory. But ultimately, we made it from a tubular, we went to spiral, spiral we went to TFC. Okay. Now also we are related here with the commercial, and at that time Professor Natarajan was there here. And he being a good contact in Chennai, he said, why don't we start with the MRL, previously known, Madras Refinery or CPCL. Okay, so whatever we started, immediately we pushed to the MRL. And we took so all the work which we are doing here, we always evaluated in the field. That was the lucky part for us. So we always get a feedback and see what is the thing. So we went to MRL, we started with this thing, this small plant of 50 liters, then we started with 30,000 liter plant in MRL. And then they came up, why don't we have one MLD plant? And then Center for High Technology came forward for financing this thing. And we are able to say, okay, we are always doubting that we are a research laboratory. We are talking of 1 MLD and that's not the cup of tea, for our purpose. So, but we said, no, let's try. We will learn. Always anything which we do, we learn something, and if we use that experience, we will be able to do better work in the future. So accordingly, we took up the challenge. We took a 1 MLD job, and we did it. And I'm glad that all the membrane we had used in this plant were here made in CSMCRI itself. Of course, we didn't have at that time the facility to roll this thing, the 80 spiral and other thing. So we got it rolled outside the other. But the membrane used here, we install it, we satisfy ourselves that it can work, and if we give enough time, we might be able to complete. Today is the same problem. We are saying that we have technology. I left 10 years back, we said we reached to around 95-96%. And still we are everybody comparing with the international that this is the membrane available 99%, this is the GFD, this is the thing. I agree. But this is the thing which we. So main thing is that we compare the things when they are on an equal level. But when we cannot compare, when we are on a different level. So they said that CSIR is doing good thing, but that memory is not good. Accept it. We are really accepting. But we are putting all our effort with whatever the resources, whatever the availability of materials and all these things. And so we may not, we are not running the, actually we want that we should be par with the internet. Why not? We have the scientists, we have the brain here. And number of scientists have the excellent experience. But still we are not able to, because of the so many things factors. But one thing is good that we are doing, and today or tomorrow, we will be able to, it's not tomorrow, we will be competing them. So this is the thing. The another part of the whole RO, the social function, the social part, if we had been able to put a plant in number of villages, number of calamities like a super cyclone in Odisha, or an earthquake in Gujarat or other things, we are able to do it. So all the things which were done here, it's not only the R&D, they have done the field work, they have helped the mankind, whatever way they can do. So these scientists have really done the good job, and still the work is going on, and I wish that it should go on tomorrow. Because in last 5 years the concept has changed. Everybody wants a result in a short time. And that's the time. Because by the time I come to this 5 years, already I will be late and something new might have come. So only thing is that we have to change according to that. We have to change the time. So main thing is that we have one team working on one thing. We have several problems. Now one team is handling 10 problems. Naturally it's bound to take a time. So either we have to change that. Why not we have 10 teams and each have their own problem. So and then combine the results and come out fast with the result. So basic thing is that we have to, whatever we do, now we have to race against the time. Previously, 20 years back, that was not the condition. Today is totally changed. For anything, we got to relate with the money and the time. So all the future scientists who are coming here and all the dignitaries here, I request that look to this thing, decide a project, but once we decided, we do it all the full spirit. And then we can. Otherwise, we'll do the research, but by the time somebody will have done it, and we'll be already lag behind them. So I just gave you my experience with all cellular acetate, TFC membrane, tubular membrane, spiral membrane, hollow fibers, all other things. If you talk, it will be hours together, but I know that it's you have so many speakers on already waiting. So I wish that in future CSMCRI achieve the big targets and make a good name. Thank you.